Hey guys, welcome in. This is Matt Miller with Politbrawl, and President Trump just lost it at an ABC reporter during today's press conference. And can you blame him, really? He's been battling against the fake news media for the better part of a decade now, and at this point, he just has no patience left for these reporters. Let's take a look at what happened.
Fit to our investment strategy.
Mr. President, is it appropriate, Mr. President, for your family to be doing business in Saudi Arabia while you're president? Is that a conflict of interest? And Your Royal Highness, the U.S. intelligence concluded that you orchestrated the brutal murder of a journalist. 9/11 families are furious that you are here in the Oval Office. Why should Americans trust
Who are you with?
And the same to you, Mr. President.
Now, who are you with?
I'm with ABC News, sir.
You with who?
ABC News, sir.
Fake news. ABC fake news. One of the worst in the business. But I'll answer your question. I have nothing to do with the family business. I have left, and when I've devoted 100% of my energy. What my family does is fine. They do business all over. They've done very little with Saudi Arabia, actually. I'm sure they could do a lot. And anything they've done has been very good. That's what we've done. We've built a tremendous business for a long time. I've been very successful. I decided to leave that success behind and make America very successful. And I've made America more successful by far than it ever was, and that it ever could have been, no matter who was president. There would be nobody bringing in $21 trillion, that I can tell you right now. As far as this gentleman is concerned, he's done a phenomenal job. You're mentioning somebody that was extremely controversial. A lot of people didn't like that gentleman that you're talking about. Whether you like him or didn't like him, things happen. But he knew nothing about it, and we can leave it at that. You don't have to embarrass our guest by asking a question like that.
Since you asked, Mr. President, allow me to answer. I feel painful about, the families of 9/11 in America. But, we have to focus on reality based on CIA documents and based on a lot of documents that Osama bin Laden used Saudi people in that event for one main purpose, is to destroy this relation, to destroy the American-Saudi relation. That's the purpose of 9/11. So whoever buying that means they are helping Osama bin Laden's purpose of destroying this relation. He knows that strong relation between America and Saudi Arabia, it's bad for extremism, it's bad for terrorism. And we have to approve him wrong and to build our relation, to continue developing our relation. It's critical in the safety of the world. It's critical against extremism and terrorism. About the journalists, it's really painful to hear, anyone that been losing his life for no real purpose or not in a legal way. And it's been painful for us in Saudi Arabia. We've did all the right steps of investigation, etc. in Saudi Arabia, and we've improved our system to be sure that nothing happened like that. And it's painful and it's a huge mistake, and we are doing our best that this doesn't happen again.
Mr. President,
Now, talk about failure to read the room. This reporter is asking this extremely confrontational and divisive question, which I support her right to do that. I don't want the journalist to be silenced or censored in any way, right? So she did what she did. But this is a meeting that Trump is having with the Saudi king to establish investments into the United States. This is supposed to be a positive thing. This is supposed to be positive for America, profitable for America. And you have our own press going in like a bull in a china shop, trying to destroy that relationship in this way that's completely inappropriate at this time. Now, this wasn't the only explosion during today's press conference. This gets even more heated, and I want to take a look at the second clip here. Trump again goes to battle with this ABC reporter after she asked about the Epstein case. Let's take a look at what was said.
For Congress to release the Epstein files. Why not just do it now?
It's not the question that I mind. It's your attitude. I think you are a terrible reporter. It's the way you ask these questions. You start off with a man who's highly respected, asking him a horrible, insubordinate, and just a terrible question. And you could even ask that same exact question nicely. You're all psyched up. Somebody psychs you over at ABC. You're going to psych it. You're a terrible person and a terrible reporter. As far as the Epstein files is, I have nothing to do with Jeffrey Epstein. I threw him out of my club many years ago because I thought he was a sick pervert. But I guess I turned out to be right. But you know who does have? Bill Clinton, Larry Summers, who ran Harvard, was with him every single night, every single weekend. They lived together. They went to his island many times. I never did. Andrew Weissman, I hear. All these guys were friends of his. You don't even talk about those people. You just keep going on the Epstein files. And what the Epstein is a Democrat hoax to try and get me not to be able to talk about the $21 trillion that I talked about today. It's a hoax. Now, I just got a little report, and I put it in my pocket, of all the money that he's given to Democrats. He gave me none, zero, no money to me, but he gave money to Democrats. And people are wise to your hoax. And ABC's, your company, your crappy company is one of the perpetrators. And I'll tell you something.
So why not just sign it now?
I think the license should be taken away from ABC because your news is so fake and it's so wrong. And we have a great commissioner, the chairman, who should look at that, because I think when you come in and when you're 97% negative to Trump and then Trump wins the election in a landslide, that means obviously your news is not credible and you're not credible as a reporter. So I've answered your question. You should go and look at the Democrats who received money from Epstein, who spent their time. Larry Summers was with him all the time. That creep of the fund guy was with him all the time. What's his name? Who? Reid Hoffman. I don't know Reid Hoffman, but I know he spends a lot of money on the radical left. Reid Hoffman, in my opinion, should be under investigation. He's a sleazebag. And those are the people, but they don't get any press. They don't get any news. And you're not after the radical left because you're a radical left network. But I think the way you ask a question with the anger and the meanness is terrible. You ought to go back and learn how to be a reporter. No more questions from you. Who else has a question?
So a couple of things here. Trump is right in his assessment of this reporter. ABC is a news network for the establishment, for the DC swamp, for the elites. It doesn't serve the people. It's not interested in bringing the American people the facts. They have an agenda. They're bought and paid for by their corporate overlords, and we all know that. I think what people are not used to is having the recipients of journalist questions respond to those questions in a way that is honest and unfiltered. Just like the reporter has the right to ask these questions, the Trump has the right to respond to them and say what he really thinks, that they're nasty, that they're crappy, that they're out of line, or that this is not the appropriate time or place for those sorts of questions. And that's not cracking down on free speech. But what I wouldn't like to see happen, and I don't know, I want to hear what you guys think in the comments. This is where I think we get into dangerous territory when it comes to free speech. I don't want to see Trump revoke licenses from news networks that he disagrees with. I don't want to see any sort of government top-down censorship of the press. Go ahead, let these reporters ask their questions, respond to them, tell them how nasty and terrible you think they are, but leave it at that. The American people are on your side, President Trump. They know the truth here. And if anything, this just goes and shows how spun up they are in their agenda and how disconnected they are from the American people. We don't need to go and see journalistic outlets being blacklisted or certain reporters being blacklisted. I think that sort of goes into dangerous territory. And if we're going to stand by our principles of free speech, we need to defend the rights of free speech for people that we disagree with, or the right of free press. I don't know. What do you guys think about that? Do you think that there's some nuance there? Or, do you think President's right to want to revoke ABC's license or anything that he said here? Again, I think this reporter needs to read the room better and was asking this question at an inappropriate time, in an inappropriate way, in a very combative way, when this is supposed to be a positive and profitable meeting for the American people to seek investment, outside investment into our infrastructure, into our economy. And, we're trying to do big things here. We're trying to scale AI in this country, building data centers. We're trying to innovate and keep up with China, not keep up with them. They're trying to keep up with us. But you know what I mean? We need to make sure that we're making friends around the world and not enemies. And to bring up, if you're really interested in 9/11 or anything that the Saudi Arabian government was connected with that, there's a lot more to dig into with 9/11. Go ahead and ask those sorts of questions, but again, at the right time and place. So I think, again, I don't want to see journalists get censored. I think this reporter was out of line. What do you guys think about Trump's response to this reporter? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe. That really helps us in the algorithm. We're trying to grow this channel, and we're trying to bring you guys daily news monologues like this, and make sure that you don't have to rely on outlets like ABC or NBC or CNN to get your news. We are truly independent, and we're not bought and paid for by big pharma or outside foreign entities. This is the future of news right here. Independent voices bringing you the facts. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you for your support, and I'll see you next time.